In this video, we're going to talk about callable bonds. So an issuer of a bond might be interested in paying off a bond early so they don't have to pay the rest of the coupon payments for the entire length of the bond. Now it's possible in order to make that earlier payment, they might agree to pay a higher redemption value. But in general, that's what we mean by a callable bond is the issuer is trying to pay the loan, right? Because most of the time they're loaning money with these bonds. They're trying to pay off the loan early so they can not have to make those interest payments at the end. What we're interested in as an investor, what would we expect to pay for such an instrument? So let's look at an example and go through the pieces. We've got a $1,000 par value bond. It pays 5% annual coupons. It's redeemable at par in 20 years. However, if the issuer decides to call it, then they can call it from any time at the end of the 10th year on till the term of the loan, the term of the bond. But if they call it early, they have to pay 10.25 the retention value. So again, paying a little bit more for the ability to be able to call it. What we're interested in as an investor, but what would we expect to pay for such a financial instrument if we want to make sure that we get 6%? All right, so since we want to yield 6% on a 5% annual coupon bond, that means that we're buying this bond at a discount. And then remember, the longer the period for a discount bond, the lower the price gets because you're getting a lower amount of interest for a longer period of time. So the price will go down. All right, so let's look at these two possibilities here that we have. If it's called at the end of the 10th year, then there's still we've only had 10 total coupon payments of $50 each. But we do get that redemption value of $10.25 and look at its present value, 10 years, for over 10 years. And we get $940.36. Now again, if we change this from 10 to 11 or 12 or so on, this number is only going to go down, right? Because if it's sold at a discount, the longer the term, the lower the price gets. Okay. All right, what happens if we hold it all the way to maturity? Well, if we hold it all the way to maturity, we've got 20 coupon payments, but we only get a redemption value of $1,000. Need to be brought back 20 years, and we get a price of $885.30. Now again, in the problem, it's asking us if we want to be guaranteed to get a 6% yield rate, what price should we pay? Well, again, say we paid this $940. Well, if we paid this $940, but it wasn't called until the 11th year, or worse yet, went all the way to maturity, we're not going to get 6% back on our money. Right? We only get 6% back on our money if it gets called at the 10th year. If it gets called even at the 11th year, we should have paid less to get to get 6%. So, in particular, if we're going to have a callable bond, when it's sold at a discount, we want to go out as far as possible because that means the price is going down the farther you go out. And in general, that's always true if we got a par value bond. So if we got a bond that's callable as par value, we'll use the term to price the bond if it's sold at a discount. Because again, the farther you go out, the lower the price gets. And we want to guarantee a particular yield. We want to make sure we pay the lowest possible price. Now again, they might call it early, and then that's to our benefit because that just means our yield rate went up. But if we want to make sure that we guarantee a certain yield rate for a discount, we need to go all the way back to the time of the bond, the term of the bond. Now, if we're sold at a premium, the price goes up the longer the term goes. So for a premium bond, we don't want to go all the way out to the term. We want to price the bond at the earliest call date. We want to price the bond at the lowest possible to be guaranteed that particular yield.